Kevin Stefanski lied. He lied to us all when he said that this was going to be an open competition, a four-man open competition when it comes to the QB situation up there in Cleveland, in which, from the looks of it, all we've seen it be was a three-man race. The only people that has been getting reps in with the first team or with the veterans are Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. We've never seen my boy Shedeur Sanders get a chance to get in. Even with him doing the things that he has been doing up there, he has yet to get in with the first team. And
Shedeur just got prime-timed, but not in the good way. Coach said, what now? Rumors are flying faster than Deion's sunglasses in a press conference, and apparently the QB search is on. Is Shedeur getting benched or backstabbed? Buckle up. This drama's juicier than a Colorado sideline meltdown.
Conversation with a buddy. Could I possibly go to bat for Kevin Stefanski as a great head coach? No, I couldn't.
Could you go at bat against him, saying he's a horrible head coach?
No, I can't. I think that's why we fall in the middle. I think that's why in a lot of these discussions, and that's why a lot of the rankings, you see him right now in that 15 to 20 range, somewhere in that middle pack of NFL head coaches.
I've said earlier, Kevin Stefanski has already been given more head coaches than any coach I've ever seen in Cleveland. Starting with the decision to move on from Baker and him clearly still having another level to get to in Tampa.
Shedeur Sanders just found out the hard way that loyalty in college football lasts about as long as a Snapchat streak. One day, you're the golden boy, the chosen one, the quarterback who eats NIL deals for breakfast. Next, you're staring down headlines whispering sweet nothings about competition and new blood. Translation, they're already picking out your replacement jersey size.
And look, I'm sorry, but when it comes to quarterback, I'm going to defer to my head coach, generally speaking, especially one with Stefanski's track record and how he's viewed across the league. So this is interesting because it tells you Kevin Stefanski's not a Shedeur Sanders guy. And it also tells us who made these picks. Exactly. The Cleveland Browns made a rather awkward decision in the NFL draft, opting to take quarterback Dylan Gabriel in the third round well before he was expected to fly off the board. Then 2 rounds later, the Browns took fellow quarterback Shedeur Sanders. So what exactly is going on?
And let's be real. Coach didn't exactly whisper. He practically sent up a smoke signal with flashing lights that said, next! Like Shedeur's not out here dodging D linemen behind a paper-thin O-line with more holes than a fishing net. But apparently, surviving sack fests every Saturday isn't enough anymore. No, now it's all about fresh arms and leadership dynamics, which is coach speak for we're bored, let's stir the pot. It's not like Shedeur hasn't earned his stripes. The man's been out here carrying the team, the brand, and half the merch sales on his back. But suddenly, the vibe shifts. Now there's talk, vague, mysterious, always sourced by anonymous, someone close to the program kind of talk. The kind that smells like smoke right before the house burns down.
Shedeur is going to make it at this level, and I think he has a legitimate chance of being the Browns' starting quarterback if they give him the right opportunities and they have the right people in place to help him take his game to that next level, develop correctly, because there is a developmental piece of this. Like, there's been plenty of prospects who we thought were sure things in the NFL, and I don't think Shedeur is even... I'm not going to sit here and tell you Shedeur is a sure thing, because sure things do go in the first round, and he didn't. I'm not saying he can't be great, but like there's flaws to a lot of these prospects coming. Like, and even in this class alone, there was very few prospects that you were like, this guy's a blue chipper. There was only a few guys that we call blue chip prospects in this draft in general.
And the kicker? Shedeur ain't even slacking. He's been out here grinding, posting up highlight reels, and showing up in film sessions like he's auditioning for a role in Quarterback: The Redemption Arc. But no amount of hustle matters once the rumor mill kicks in. Suddenly, it's all, is Shedeur still the guy? Like the guy who basically turned Colorado football into a reality show needs a LinkedIn update. Now the locker room's got more tension than a Thanksgiving dinner with divorced in-laws. You've got whispers in the weight room, side eyes at practice, and a couple backup QBs suddenly walking a little taller. Like, hey coach, remember me? Yes, Todd, we remember you. We also remember that time you threw it into the mascot.
Sorry, but when it comes to quarterback, I'm going to defer to my head coach. Generally speaking, especially one with Stefanski's track record and how he's viewed across the league. So this is interesting because it tells you Kevin Stefanski's not a Shedeur Sanders guy. And it also tells us who made these picks. Exactly. The Cleveland Browns made a rather awkward decision in the NFL draft.
Meanwhile, Coach is playing chess while the rest of us are trying to figure out if this is a motivational tactic or a full-blown mutiny. Because when the head coach starts publicly entertaining options, it's basically the college football version of changing your Facebook status to "it's complicated." And let's not ignore the timing. This isn't happening in the off-season lull when drama is expected. No, this drops like a surprise album, just as fall camp inches closer and eyes are on depth charts. It's giving plot twist. It's giving we need views. It's giving Shedeur the world's worst summer vacation.
I'm happy to say I told you so. I told you so about Coach Kevin Stefanski. I told you so about Shedeur's situation with the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. I told you everything I said. So you guys all fell in love because Cleveland Browns saved Shedeur Sanders. He needed help, according to alleged meth head Mary Kay and many others. You guys should be thankful the Browns saved Shedeur. You should adore us, man.
The insiders, the ESPNs, the Fox News are starting to get their hands on the stories, and you know they got a lot more connects and behind the scenes people than you can ever imagine. And Colin Cowherd put something out. Another analyst had put some things out that they've been hearing, and it's looking like Shedeur Sanders is way past Dylan Gabriel from what they were saying. And the fact of, if you go through the history of the owner, Haslam, it's a great opportunity for Shedeur Sanders, and most likely.
There's also that unspoken truth. If your dad's the head coach, you're either untouchable or target practice. No in between. And right now, Shedeur's looking like he's in a dodgeball game he didn't sign up for. Every pass is being dissected. Every incompletion is suddenly a sign of decline. Miss one read, and they're ready to send in a freshman with a mustache and a dream. But let's address the delusion. Who exactly is this mythical new QB they think is waltzing in and fixing everything overnight? Because unless Patrick Mahomes is sneaking in with a fake student ID, there's a high chance that replacement ends up looking like a live-action blooper reel. But sure, let's pretend the savior's just waiting in the wings, ready to turn this into a Cinderella story, with no fairy godmother, just a clipboard and pressure.
I think a lot of people do have this kind of shrug emoji with Kevin Stefanski right now. I think there's a lot of people in the national media that favor Stefanski, as we talked about, and I think there are people on the complete other side of that as well, the way you'd find in the other side of anything. But I think a lot of Browns fans right at this point, hey, show us that you can be something more than what we currently think you are. We're giving you that opportunity. You have 4 different quarterbacks to try to figure it all out. Show us something. But right now, I'm very close to Switzerland, and I'm very close to where I feel like you are as well, where it's more of a shrug emoji than it is anything. Like in having a...
Well, Cleveland talk show host Garrett Bush hinted at what he thinks may be behind all of this in a recent episode of The Barbershop, stating he feels head coach Kevin Stefanski specifically wanted to develop Dylan Gabriel, while general manager Andrew Berry may be hoping to punt to 2026 to find an answer under the center. That's not great, because nowhere in that sentence or in that paragraph involving Andrew Berry or Stefanski is Shedeur Sanders even brought up.
And Shedeur? He's probably watching this unfold like it's an alternate universe. Like, how did I go from being the face of the franchise to being on the QB chopping block before the fall leaves hit the ground? It's the football equivalent of being dumped via group text. Even more hilarious? The fan base is split like it's a Marvel versus DC debate. Half of them are loyal to the Sanders bloodline, ready to riot if anyone even suggests he sits. The other half are sipping QB drama like tea, already photoshopping new quarterbacks into Buffalo uniforms like it's a fantasy draft. All of this, mind you, while Shedeur is still technically QB1, still showing up, still posting, still pretending that everything's fine, while coach is out here sending cryptic signals like a Bond villain with a burner phone.
Of people in the NFL that have lied to us about Shedeur. Why do people continue lying to us about Shedeur? Because I could make the case that Kevin Stefanski lied to us about Shedeur. He said it was a four-man competition. He is the only one, Shedeur Sanders is the only one not to get a first-team rep in OTAs. So why are they lying to us about Shedeur? Is it because potential blowback? Because, hey, if you don't give Shedeur's chart, we're going to riot, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? I'm just trying to understand why no one can keep it real about Shedeur, because everyone has lied to us.
But hey, maybe this is just classic football theater. Shake the cage, light a fire, get everyone mad enough to play out of their minds. Or maybe, just maybe, someone actually believes that trading in a polished, media-trained, high IQ quarterback for an unknown gamble is the genius move of the decade. Either way, popcorn's out, camp is coming, and Shedeur's about to find out whether this is all just smoke or if he's actually getting scorched. Because in today's college football, loyalty is negotiable, hype is currency, and your job security lasts exactly until the next shiny new QB walks through the door wearing arm sleeves and false confidence.